Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and the glory shall go to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakakwadash Brakatham. Double honor shall go to apostles, elders, and bishops of great millstone to continue to teach and to rule well. Shalom to the Akim, so great millstone and like-minded camps and individuals who continue to teach as one body, who continue to be out on the highways and byways, risking their lives for the greater good. Shalom to the sincere Akwats who are continuously learning in silence as the Holy Scriptures have commanded for you to do so. And also shalom to the true believers and subscribers of this true gospel, for this should be considered a true blessing from the higher power. This is Azariah Gabar, representing the King is Coming channel, back at it with another lesson for edification purposes. All right, so before I proceed to this this new lesson this morning, Abaratazah, Lord willing, I would like to make a public service announcement. A couple of days ago, so I created a video that was titled, "You Are Not Ishmaelites," right? So I need to correct myself on something that I said. I had misspoke. So during that video, I had mentioned about Ishmael being born through Rebecca, Abraham and Rebecca, and that's not true. Okay, so I misspoke on that. So in actuality, it was through Abraham and his wife Sarah via her handmaid that Ishmael came into existence, not Rebecca. All right, so I just wanted to make that public service announcement. So Salakia, to anyone that see this video and got thrown off track, all right, because the true men of the Lord has to be accurate with his teachings. And if he slips up, which we all do, we're all humans, we have to own up to it and acknowledge it, all right? So with that being said, what's going on today in this world is truly prophetic. Big time, real talk, all right? So you got the average Jake, when you tell him about what's going on in the world with the wars, rumors of wars, the mark of the beast, hour of temptation, Jacob's trouble, things of the sort, his or her mentality would be, well, what that got to do with me? What that got to do with me? Why y'all telling this to me? That's happening way over there on the other side of the world. What that's got to do with me? Well, wake up call, ding, ding, ding. It has every bit to do with you guys, okay? Now I'm going to attempt to prove that. So what you see here on this screen, you see a video of an image of a battleship that's heading towards Greenland. Because I'm sure you guys heard by now that Trump is attempting to take over Greenland. Okay? And again, the average Jake Bagwell, what's that got to do with me, man? That's all the way over there. I don't live over there. But again, it's going to have every bit to do with you guys very soon. Okay, so we have a quick video here. I'm going to play this in its entirety about Trump's attempt to acquire Greenland. I'm just roughly paraphrasing the title of this video. So before I do so, fair use of the 1976 Copyright Act for this video strictly for education and edification purposes. Only I'm not making a dime off this video, you heard? So I'm going to play this video in its entirety. And Abaratazar, Lord willing, put up several precepts and close it out for today. So let's go.
U.S. military aircraft are heading north, straight into the Arctic flashpoint. As diplomatic tensions simmer between Washington, Denmark, and NATO allies, the United States is deploying military aircraft to Greenland's Pitufik space base, a move that instantly raises the stakes in a region already on edge. The Pentagon insists this is routine. Europe isn't convinced. The deployment was confirmed by NORAD, which says the aircraft will arrive soon as part of planned defense operations. Officials stress the mission supports aerospace defense for North America and involves long-standing cooperation between the United States, Canada, and Denmark, which governs Greenland. Pitufik Space Base, formerly Thule Air Force Base, is one of the most strategic military installations on Earth. Located in northwestern Greenland, it hosts radar and communication systems critical for detecting missile launches and monitoring activity across the Arctic, Russia, and beyond. At the same time, Denmark is reinforcing its own military presence in Greenland, deploying troops and equipment alongside NATO partners. European officials are now openly discussing an expanded NATO Arctic mission, signaling concern that the region is becoming a new front line. This military movement comes amid President Donald Trump's renewed push to expand U.S. influence over Greenland. Trump has repeatedly described the island as vital to American security, citing growing Russian and Chinese activity in the Arctic, remarks that have alarmed European capitals. European leaders have firmly rejected any suggestion that Greenland's future is negotiable. The EU has warned that economic countermeasures, including tariffs, could follow if US pressure escalates, exposing rare fractures inside NATO. US officials insist the aircraft deployment is defensive and routine, but analysts warn that combined military movements, sharp rhetoric, and diplomatic retaliation create a volatile mix, one where miscalculation in the Arctic could spiral fast. For now, war is not declared, but signals are unmistakable. With U.S. aircraft arriving, Denmark reinforcing defenses, and NATO watching closely, Greenland has become more than ice and territory. It's a test of alliances, power, and how far the Arctic can be pushed before tensions turn irreversible.
All right, so by the way, the title for this lesson will be Border of Wickedness, because this is biblical prophecy that's unfolding. All right? So as you heard, Trump is saying that his purpose for trying to take over Greenland is due to military security purposes to fend off Russia and China. But that's jibber jabber, all right? Remember, this devil is the father of lies, okay? And the real reason why he's trying to take Greenland away from NATO is because of its trillions of dollars worth of minerals that this particular island contains right now. That's the real reason. Okay? Same thing he did with Venezuela. All right. He captured Maduro, claiming that he was primarily responsible for the narcotics trade. But again, that's a bunch of bull. He took Venezuela away because of its trillions of dollars and billions of barrels of oil. Period. This is how Esau rocks and roll. Period. Border of wickedness. Everywhere he goes, he causes destruction. Period. Y'all heard? So I want to try to make this a fairly quick video. I'm going to pull up some scripts, Lord willing, and call it a day. So you see here, Book of Malachi 1 and 4, and it reads, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. And the people, and Slakia, yeah, all right, and the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever. Okay? So I just mentioned that this man is considered by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, as a border of wickedness. Because again, like I mentioned, Trump and Babylon is trying to take over all these other smaller nations. He did it with Venezuela. He's trying to do it with Greenland. Next, he's going to attempt to do it with Cuba. And I think possibly all of South America and Central America. And then eventually he wants to try to invade Russia, Gog and Magog, okay? Because they got wealth over there too. So this is what it's all about. You Akims and Naquats, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, that have this, well, I don't give a damn attitude. What's this got to do with me? It got everything to do with you. Why? Because all these shenanigans are going to lead to World War III and those nukes being fired upon Babylon the Great. It's as simple as that. Revelation 17:15, it reads, and he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore, which is a whore, Babylon the Great, sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Verse 16, and the 10 horns, which represents the European Union, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Woo! So you average Jakes may say, well, what does that mean? Well, simply put, it means, like I just mentioned, these so-called allies of Babylon are going to turn against Babylon and shoot those 200,000 horses or 200 million nukes. Those 200 million nukes. That's going to make Babylon so desolate it's going to be uninhabitable when it's all said and done. So now you're starting to starting to get the picture now. It's going to affect you guys down the road. That's why it's high time that you guys turn back to the Lord, your creator, like you should, and to repent and to convert like you commanded to do so, while the Lord still may be found. You heard? And so, with this scripture in 1 Thessalonians 5, this is regarding how supposedly Trump decided to do a U-turn and backtrack from his threat to take over Greenland, and made this announcement that they came into a preliminary framework so that he can invest in Greenland. But guess what? The NATO nations says otherwise. They said, no, this is not true at all. He's lying. So when we go to the book of 1 Thessalonians 5:1, it reads, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. Verse 2, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Beautiful. And verse 3 is a point. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Woo! All right, but let's go back to that second verse. For yourself know perfectly that the day of the Lord so coming as a thief in the night. So, what does this mean? Simply put, it means when we least expect it, boom, pow, he's going to come down with those nukes and those chariots. That's going to destroy Babylon the Great, mainly, okay? So that's what that means. I'm sure y'all brothers and sisters heard of this Salakia urban slang from years ago. Yo, don't sleep. Yo, don't sleep on me, man. Don't sleep on me. You know what I'm saying? Don't sleep. Okay, so the same thing would apply here. Salakia. Don't sleep on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, because he's going to come as a thief. And what does a thief do? Robs and steal. So he's going to come and rob and steal your soul if you're not part of the 1/3 elect. Period. You heard? Let me see if I have some other scripts. I think I do. I think that's it. Yeah, so that's it. That's all for today as far as the scriptures to back up what I'm saying. All right? So I've proven my case once again about why Esau Edom is considered the border of wickedness, according to the book of Malachi. All right? And he's going to continue to want to conquer primarily his own people now. It used to be other heathens, but now he's coming after even his own peeps in these last days. You heard? So that's going to conclude this lesson for today. And as always, Abba Ratazaz, hopefully, Lord willing, some edification was brought forth today. So all praises, honor, and the glory shall go to Yahweh. Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Rakak Kodash, Brakatam Kwam, Yasharel, arise Israel. And as always, Abaratasa, Lord willing, on to the next video. Shalom.